What's happening, guys? Today I'm going to talk about the most difficult part of dieting. What's happening? This is Colin DeWay. If you want to end the yo-yo dieting cycle and create forever results, start by subscribing today and click on that bell notification to make sure you don't miss anything. Okay, so obviously there's a lot of difficult things about dieting, and it's just never going to be easy. I talk about this a lot, right? I'm all about flexible dieting. I'm all about sustainability of a diet, and I believe in these things 100%. They are very important, but no matter what you do, it's always going to be difficult. You're going to get hungry. You're going to get low energy. You're going to lose some strength. You're just not going to feel great. You're going to get run down. You're going to feel a little bit stressed. It's just not going to be a fun process. The longer you do it, the harder it's going to get, and it's just one of those things. Like, you just have to understand that it's never going to be easy, but that doesn't mean it's not worth it. And there's some things we can do to minimize it, to suck a little bit, so to speak. But really, where the boat is usually missed is the diet after the diet. This is what I consider to be the hardest part of dieting for most people, if not damn near everybody. A lot of times when we're dieting, we have an okay time sticking to the diet because it's like you're seeing results, you're losing weight, you're happy about the results that you're getting, and it feels good, and you have that end in sight, and you have goals that you're trying to chase, and it's motivating to see the results. You're chasing this tangible goal, and it feels good. Even though, like, it can kind of suck, it still feels good. But then when the diet's over, this is where the challenge really begins, and this is where most people fail. You know, I've talked about it previously, how 95% of people who lose a significant amount of weight end up gaining it back within 3 years, and it's still like 75% within 1 year. So the stats for weight regain are pretty staggering. Part of it is just not reverse dieting out when they're done, so a lot of people just go back to their old eating habits rather than try to get their calories back up and live a more sustainable lifestyle. It's just, you have to understand that your body is literally going to fight you to gain the weight back. There's a body fat set point, and your body is doing everything that it possibly can to get you to gain the weight back. So a lot of times we feel like, well, why am I so weak? Why am I so hungry still after the diet? Why do I feel so crappy? Why do I want to eat so much? Why am I having such a hard time? It's literally your body fighting you, and it's a literal physiological response to the dieting that's triggering you to try to gain the weight back. So there's nothing wrong with you. This is completely normal, but what you have to understand is you have to fight those feelings and fight that for a pretty long time, especially if you diet for a long time and very aggressively. It takes a long time for the body to kind of normalize again. So we need to go through a reverse diet, get our calories up, get our cardio down, maybe put on a little bit of body fat too. It's going to help you a little bit. So understand that when you're going through a diet, you're not necessarily going to maintain that low weight that you hit, but there's a big difference between gaining a little bit of weight and just blowing it. But understand that it's going to take a long time for your hormones to return to normal and for your metabolic rate to start to speed up again and for things to feel better. And typically it looks like, for the most part, however long you dieted, that's how long it takes for your body to kind of get back to normal through a reverse diet. If not longer, if you're going to try to hold a leaner body composition than when you started. So you've got hormones like testosterone that drop, your leptin drops, all these things happen. You know, cortisol raises, your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, raises, and all these things are speaking to you and trying to tell you, hey, this isn't right. You need to weigh more. You need to have more body fat. This is not normal. And it's doing everything it can to get you to do it. So like I said, you have to fight that. You have to be strong. And it's hard because psychologically, you're not in a position where you were when you were dieting. You can fight some of these things when you're dieting because you're trying to reach that leaner physique and you're motivated by that. It's less motivating to just try to kind of stay the same, right? Your focus changes. You're not focusing on losing weight now. Now your focus literally becomes, I'm trying to add more food. And that in and of itself can really kind of create more hunger because it's like you're literally just focusing on how I want to eat more food. I want to eat more food. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm literally trying to eat more food right now. It's to go through a reverse diet, but it just makes you even hungrier. It's a battle. It's a really tough battle. Even if you have all the tools in place, even if you know exactly what's going to happen, even if you're mentally prepared for what's going to come, which most people aren't, but even if you are mentally prepared for it, it's still a challenge, and you have to be able to push your feelings to the side and understand that it's going to take time and that you worked your ass off to get here. Don't let it go just because you're all up in your feelings right now. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, it sucks. It's not a fun process. I've been there. I get it. But it's really important, if you want to keep the weight off, that you don't just blow it because you're feeling like it's not worth the effort or that it's too hard. And you've got these hormones talking to you, and they're talking hard, and they're doing everything they can to get you to gain weight back. You gotta tell those hormones to shut the hell up and understand that in time it will get better, but it takes time to hold a leaner physique and create a new body fat set point. It can be done, but it takes a lot of time, and you have to hold that leaner physique to be able to create that new set point. So you gotta be patient, you gotta be strong, you gotta not let your feelings and your emotions get the best of you. And it's not an easy thing to do, but it's what's necessary to keep from gaining the weight back. That's the hardest part. The hardest part of the diet is not the dieting itself. It's when you're done and trying to maintain the weight that you've lost. Very difficult thing, but it can be done. You just gotta be strong.